and welcome to this special segment on the ongoing India AI Impact Summit 2026. Well, at this exclusive segment, we have with us a very special guest. Mr. Guneet Bedi joins us in this exclusive interaction. He is the SVP, the Senior Vice President of Qualcomm. So thank you so much for joining us and exclusively talking to DD India.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to be here. We're at AI Impact Summit. It's the first time in India that we've had this AI Impact Summit.
Yes.
I came in from the US a few days ago, and it's really good to see the energy and the amount of people here and how we're really making a true impact.
When we talk about the India AI Impact Summit 2026, Qualcomm has also its exhibition over there. How do you look at this summit, and why is it so important when we are talking about AI, which is almost becoming a billion-dollar opportunity?
Absolutely. So I think it's a really good question because AI is there from everywhere, from robotics to very high-end applications, all the way to how do you get started. And I think India's constraints should be India's superpower in AI. Because what we see is that when you have constraints, you actually are very creative and innovative. So we're a part of the Arduino open source ecosystem in Qualcomm. And we're the largest open source community of 33 million users. And out of that, 8 to 9 million are in India. And what's the best thing to see about here is that all of these beginners, all the way to advanced developers, are at the Qualcomm Arduino booth. You will see some very phenomenal demos of robotics, pets and dogs, of weather stations, of agricultural use cases, where AI should not be very difficult, and it should be AI for all. So, the mission of Qualcomm and Arduino is really to democratize AI and make it very easy for everywhere. We have students in middle school and high school and elementary school doing this, all the way to universities, all the way to very advanced engineers. So I think that's what we are very excited about, to make AI not for just a few, but AI for all.
When we talk about AI for all, there are certain challenges regarding AI and certain misconceptions as well. How do you look at AI in terms of creating more job opportunities?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think for many, many years, India has been very good on basic software, e-commerce, and software services. But I think the next big opportunity for India is semiconductors, technology, hard tech, and AI doesn't have to sit in the cloud. AI can also come all the way down to the edge and to the devices which are out there. We are very, very lucky to work with Atal Innovation Mission and Niti Aayog and various government bodies, which are spending so much energy and so much effort to do grassroots AI development. And for India, it has to be a local strategy, right, where you build local and grow global. And for you to grow global, you really have to get into hard tech. You have to get into AI, which is not at the cloud, but all the way down at the devices. And humanoids, autonomous robots, various other ways that you can do this. I think that's the way to do AI, and that's what we feel this summit brings out.
And in one of its kind summit, the AI India Impact Summit is also having an expo, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, how do you look at government's participation with the government's particular mission, which is called the AI-led mission for India and for the entire world?
Yes, I think this is a very unique opportunity with Prime Minister Modi and others are driving, because when we see in other countries, we do a skilling in 180 countries globally. The combination of having the best center of excellence that industry can set up is one thing, but taking that to scale to millions of users is a completely different thing. And I think the government-public partnership public-private partnership is very important. And that's what I think the current government is driving, where, we see that we can set up the first 100 labs or 100 centers of excellence and really show how technology and AI can be used all the way, from the cloud to the edge. But then the government can partner with us and make this scalable. If you look at Atal Tinkering Labs, where Arduino is a key part of the Atal Tinkering Labs, we've already set up 10,000 labs, and 50,000 new labs are going to be set up in the next 5 years. Now that's scale. And I think it can only happen if the government partners with private institutions, which we're seeing happen a lot.
And through that initiative, how are you making AI a part of common people?
It's a very good question. When an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old student in Himachal Pradesh can create an apple picking machine for his father, who he sees as working very hard every day in the apple orchard, now that's what we call is true AI, right? So when we can actually make a 10 saal ka bacha, 9 or 10-year-old actually go and create some AI solutions which are solving real world problems. That's the enablement that is coming out. You know, Ashwini Vaishnav was at Qualcomm last weekend introducing the 2 nanometer chip from Qualcomm. So, you know, if you look at the technology perspective, we're not just in the very low end technology, but we're going all the way to 2 nanometers. And, you know, be it railways, be it education, be it defense, there's a lot of state of the art AI technology which we're seeing in the summit.
And when we talk about AI technology, and as we were talking about the challenges it has, there are misconceptions around it like deep fake and other things are there which are, you know, creating fear amongst the people. How do we eradicate that fear?
Yeah, I think responsible AI is very important. And also security in the AI is one of the most important things that are happening. I would say, I don't think we've answered that questions yet, but we're on the right path to make sure that when we do AI, it's responsible, it's sovereign. You know, Sarvam is a very great example of how the models are actually being built in India, sovereign, you know, without any geopolitical issues. So I think we have a lot of way to go for responsible AI. Deepfake is definitely true. But if we can take baby steps towards security and baby steps towards responsible AI, I think that's the way this will work.
And in that context, do you think India AI Impact Summit comes at the right moment?
Absolutely. I think, you know, what I've been very impressed with India AI Impact Summit is the energy, the amount of people, but the mix of people who are beginners who are just trying to see what is AI, all the way to super advanced AI users. You know, we see people who have already built tons and tons of AI solutions, Deepika, but we also see that there are people who are just starting the journey and says, how do I start object detection, image detection? You know, in our booth, you saw that we're doing a people and object detection algorithm, which took 3 to 4 minutes to make. And you don't need very advanced skills to make the algorithm, right? So I think if we can start everything from the beginning, you know, in the context of India, it should not be a hawa. It should be something which is very easy to do, right?
Definitely. And when we also visited your booth, and very interestingly, there were IIT Delhi students who were putting up their work over there along with other institutions, NIT Calicut as well. And they showed us some really interesting concepts. How do you integrate Gen Z specifically with AI for the economy?
Yes, this is a very good question. You know, Arduino is one of the unique ecosystems which every student starts with, you know, when you're looking at from an electronics perspective. So on our booth, you saw IIT Delhi students create a smart cane for elderly people so that they don't fall off and they can be detected. A helmet vision detection system, which is a real world application. Only if you put a helmet, start. So I think the true value is when you can make it really simple and really easy and really affordable and approachable for AI to become not just in, you know, very high-end applications, but on day-to-day applications. You know, we see students in school, we see students in universities, and, you know, the likes of Infosys and Wipro creating some really, really good solutions. And that's the real value of AI Impact Summit.
How can we integrate AI for agriculture?
It's a really good question. You know, one of the demos you saw in our booth was with the simple model without any dependency on the cloud. Because for anything to do well in agriculture, you don't have to have the dependency on network and the cloud. And they were able to detect with 90% accuracy if it's a weed or if it's a real plant. And also take actions such as just spray the fertilizer or the pesticide on just the weed and not the real application. So, you know, if you think of it, for a farmer or a kisan, this is very, very easy to do because everybody has a phone. You can take pictures of the phone and you don't even need the cloud. And in real time, you can find out, oh, that's a bad crop and that's a good crop. So I think agriculture has a unique constraint of being in the rural, you know, environment, which I feel is a very unique advantage of AI at the physical devices and not in the cloud. And also you don't need much skills to do that. You know, anybody knows how to click a picture of a crop and that quickly translates into AI. So that's how we make AI real.
Would it be right to say in that case that AI is becoming $1 billion opportunity?
Absolutely. I think $1 billion may be too small. So I think it's a huge opportunity. And I think it's an opportunity in every phase of life, not just generative AI and the way we use ChatGPT. You know, we are, for example, showing a model with the cricketer Robin Uthapam to see how do you see the swing and the ball being bowled with a very simple camera, and how do you improve your cricket, right? How do you make it better in cricket? Agriculture, traffic, vision. You know, there are so many applications. If you add that up, I think it's a $1 trillion opportunity.
So AI is inevitable?
I think so. I think AI is inevitable for sure. I think the elements is, where is AI useful And where is AI a gimmick? So there's still a lot of gimmicks of AI.
Right.
But I think in the next 3 to 4 years, we will see real applications of AI and real commercial applications of AI.
India being the fastest developing nation, it also aims to become the developed nation by the year 2047 and also aims to become the third largest economy soonest. When we talk about India's progress, how events like India AI Impact Summit are helping India in becoming the developed nation by the year 2047?
Absolutely. I think events like these are very important. I mean, if you look at the top dignitaries, everybody from, Bill Gates to Jensen, from NVIDIA, the CEO of Qualcomm, Cristiano Amon, everybody's here. All the great minds are coming together and thinking of how do we drive the economy, how do we drive the talent, how do we drive the skilling forward. So I think the events of these are very, very important. I think what is also very important is to continue these events and not just in person but also virtually. I think media has a very important role to play there, where the combination of public-private partnerships, events like these, and then ongoing events is how we build that sustenance and kind of keep driving impact.
You are also an exhibitor at the India AI Impact Summit. Tell us how your experience have been being here at the summit.
Yeah, the experience has been very good. I think from our perspective, what's been very good is, number one, the amount of interest we've seen in the booth. We have hundreds of people in the booth all the time. Also, what is really good is the traffic which is coming in and out. So we're not just impacting a few lives, we're impacting hundreds of lives because a lot of people are coming and seeing the AI Impact Summit. And one of my favorite memories was a father who came, who's an advanced engineer in one of the big tech companies, and 2 of his kids were also with him. One was 12-year-old and one was 8-year-old. So we're also creating the next generation talent. And I would highly recommend everybody to come. We have 4 more days. There's some very small logistical problems, but it's nothing to talk about. Everybody should come and experience it. It's actually easy to come in, and everywhere from kids to beginners to advanced users, everybody should come and see what the AI Impact Summit is all about. We've been very happy. From
international diplomacy to summits like AI, and also when we talk about it, to put it in political context, India is also currently the chair of BRICS. How do we see India's positioning at the global diplomacy map through the help of such initiatives?
I mean, India has always been a very critical part of the tech economy, right? I mean, if you look at all the job creation that has been done on the software side of things, the services, the information technology side, India has played a very important role. I think now India is showing that it can play a very, very important role in AI, in really taking the computers and the edge in the hard tech world, not just the software world. And I think the geopolitical environment of creating the technology impact will automatically be shown if we do that.
And India also has a vision to lead in the semiconductor industry as well?
Absolutely. And I think India is very well positioned to actually do well in the semiconductor industry because, the next generation of physical AI will not be built by a few hundred people, but will be built by millions of people. And India has that scale. And India also has the constraints which make the Indian talent very creative. The jugaad that we can do, very few countries can do that. So the combination of the amount of people and the jugaad and the skill we have absolutely can be a superpower for us.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bedi, for joining us and talking exclusively to DD India.
Thank you very much.
So there you heard Mr. Bedi talking about the India AI Impact Summit, his experience being at the summit and how India is leading from the front when we talk about AI, the technology and the billion-dollar opportunity that lies ahead, not only for the country but for the entire world. With camera person Naveen and Sanjeev, this is Deepika for DD India from Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi.